Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. It is your boy Lewis. Welcome to the Lewis Basketball Network. It is your boy, man, back with another banger with yet another video. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to keep receiving the latest content I truly provide. Appreciate you guys, man, for taking the time to watch my videos, and make sure to share this video. Only helps the channel grow. Truly appreciate it, man. It is wonderful. So this is a video on NBA on ESPN. This is the channel. And the reason why I wanted to show this to you guys was because this is, as the title says right there in the description, Stephen A goes off on new LeBron James injury report. Why now? On the Stephen A Smith show. So if you guys don't know, LeBron's physical therapist had put a tweet out on LeBron's injury saying that LeBron James should have been out for 6 months with his groin injury. Now, I had mixed feelings about this because my only question is, well, instead of me saying the question, why don't I hear Stephen A. Naismith, as he likes to call himself, talk, since he knows all basketball, and let's see what he has to say about this current situation on why LeBron James or his therapist, I don't know who's telling the truth, who's lying here, but decides to bring out this report once the Lakers got eliminated from the playoffs. Stephen A., take it away, sir. First, let me make sure the volume is all good. Perfect. I want you guys to listen, man, so enjoy.
Because they're that tight, Dwayne Wade did issue this statement about LeBron. He said LeBron's not a guy that is accustomed to losing and not making the playoffs. Obviously, man, those 18 games.
Well, I can't say that. Yes, LeBron has won 3 championships. Kudos to him. But in terms of not accustomed to losing, have we seen his finals record, or am I tripping? Or do I need to get my eyes checked? Because it says 3-6 on the finals, so you can't tell me he's not accustomed to losing. Let's look at his history. He lost his first 2 finals. Then he went back-to-back, so he was 2-2. Then he lost back-to-back finals again in 2014 and 2015. Then he won in 2016 with the 3-1, coming back, beating the 73-9 Warriors. But then he lost his last 2 seasons. So just about, if you look at the ratio, for just about every finals he wins, he loses 2. For every one he wins, he loses another 2. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio, win-loss. It's a 1-to-2 win-loss ratio for LeBron James, which equates to what? 3-6. So you can't tell me he's accustomed to losing. And as a matter of fact, as great as he's performed in the finals, he's also had his bad moments. And as a matter of fact, he's quit in quite a couple of those finals, might I add you. So let's not go there in terms of not accustomed to losing. If you're talking about making the playoffs, okay. But in terms of when you come out and say you're the greatest of all time and you say you're not accustomed to losing, and you say you're a leader and you quit, you can't call yourself that much of a winner, man. I'm not saying that he hasn't won. I just said he won 3 championships, but to say that he's not accustomed to losing 66% of your finals, yeah, okay.
That he was out hurt with them. It's kind of a wash. You can't even really talk about him not making the playoffs because of that. They were the 4th seed when he...
No, we could talk about it because, Stephen A., let's face it, I'm not going to get into this 4th place narrative, man. Just go check out my other videos. I'm not going to get into detail with that. Too many excuses on that whole 4th place. LeBron had him in 4th place. LeBron missed 18 games. I'm not going to get into detail because I have already spoken to death about that. So if you think that I'm going to sit here and say, well, you forgot to leave out this, go check out my other videos because I've already mentioned plenty of times. And to my basketball fans and purists and my subscribers who know what I'm talking about, they would even tell you the same thing. And as a matter of fact, if anybody even comes here to even try to tell me this nonsense, I will make sure that I check on you straight.
Went out. It's unfortunate. Dwayne Wade is absolutely right. And I don't think LeBron James should be judged this year. Contrary, I got to be careful because, I got the people.
Stephen A., you're completely wrong about that. LeBron should not be judged on this year. This is the same guy who came out and said that the Eastern Conference is up for grabs because of me. This is the same guy that said, after beating the 73-9 Golden State Warriors, that right there made me the greatest player of all time. This is the same guy that said, playoff mode is now activated after the All-Star break, after he came back from injury at 27-26, and they still had 2.5 games back from the 8th and final playoff spot. So my point is, LeBron had more than plenty of enough time to make up ground in the Western Conference. What was the problem? Even with him back, they played no better. And I already know what the apologist is going to say. Oh, but you got to understand, he had a groin injury. And you know how much time that takes to heal? Yes, I do. But the information that Stephen A. is about to reveal is going to make me question that. as he goes deeper into detail. But to say that he doesn't deserve to be judged for this year is completely false. Because at one point the Lakers were 20-14. You love to use the 4th seed narrative, and they probably could have been a playoff. I will say that the Lakers would have been fighting for a playoff spot if LeBron showed better leadership, because they have been missing some pieces and guys in and out, but they have more than enough to try to compete. Okay, it's called next man up, and as a leader, you play with what you have. Not try to trade half the team by the trade deadline and expect that these guys are going to be it's all good, man. You got traded. You're trying to up these guys' value and try to, debunk them and complain about them. But no, he does not deserve to get a pass. All I hear from the fans in the 3-6 Mafia, he's the greatest of all time. If you're the greatest of all time, prove it. But you didn't. You packed it in as soon as you didn't get the trade. So no, he does not deserve a pass. At least not from me.
Like Jamie Foxx listening and responding to me on Instagram because, my God, I call LeBron out, but I don't call anybody else out.
Jamie Foxx is another apologist, man. That's why I listen to him. I love Jamie Foxx, man. The brother's a funny dude, but let's face it, he's another LeBron apologist too. And you notice that a lot of LeBron friends a lot of his friends have come out a lot lately now, and they have been saying how LeBron has been unfairly criticized. We talk about basketball here. Everybody wants to bring personal stuff to LeBron James, or they want to talk about another player. You know why? Because they don't want to hear the truth about their lover, about their boo, about their favorite player. They don't want to hear it. That's why they mention these other players, or they label you. They use the loose word of a hater. That's what they do. Thank you. Whatever.
LeBron James is complimented and insulated, and dare I say protected than any superstar.
Wait a minute. He said what? Consolated, commended, protected more than any other. Finish your sentence.
I've ever known.
Any superstar I've ever known? Let me rewind that back for a second.
Is complimented
Mm-hmm.
and insulated.
Mm-hmm.
Dare I say protected than any superstar I've ever known.
Hey, did you hear that? The most protected superstar that he has ever known. Definitely that I've ever known, because LeBron gets game-to-game excuses like no other, as if his legacy's on the line, as if you can't question LeBron. We're talking about basketball. People being personal issues about other players that have nothing to do with LeBron's basketball acumen. Stephen A., my God. I know you flip-flop and I don't ever trust your ass, but you might be onto something. Protected? I agree with you, sir.
I mean, we're damn near close to putting a diaper in a bib on him, for crying out loud. That's how protected LeBron is.
Exactly. Yeah. Cry me a river.
I even came to his defense last week when people were getting beside themselves, talking all of this nonsense about him. He didn't want to win and all.
Listen, I asked you the question, and I asked to my subscribers, and I asked to, like I said, people who may be watching. What is the real reason that LeBron James came to the Lakers? People keep saying he was going to get it done in year one. NBA championship, Western Conference Finals, possibly the NBA playoffs. The Lakers don't look like a playoff team. Nobody wants to play the Lakers. Are the Lakers in trouble and might not make the postseason? I think you should shut LeBron James down. No, LeBron James needs to play because he wants to be there for his team and show he's a leader and wants to be showing for the kids out there. Keep going, Stephen A.
Well, let's
Stop.
He doesn't deserve that.
Really?
But I'll tell you what I went off about today.
I beg to differ, but tell me.
I don't know whether it was some photo or whatever, but some woman that had worked towards helping LeBron James with his rehabilitation tweeted out before deleting the tweet.
A woman who is his physical therapist put out a tweet before she deleted the tweet. I wonder what that tweet could be. Go on, Stephen A. What did that tweet say?
About working out with him and essentially saying he should have been out for 6 months. I don't have it in front of me.
Let's see. I heard a report saying that she had put out the tweet saying that LeBron, with the groin injury that he had, he was supposed to be out 6 months. Now I got to ask you a question to my subs. Is this a personal attack on LeBron James? Or do you think LeBron or somebody in his camp put her up to it to put that message as for a reason to say, well, the reason that I really couldn't carry the team to my capabilities of play defense is because my groin was still injured? Because if you remember, LeBron came back and we had these issues with load management. And then he missed one of the games with a sore left groin. So my thing is that either two things. Either he's seriously injured or this is all fake news. Which one is it?
So I'm just paraphrasing. They're essentially saying he should have been out 6 months. Should have been out 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're trying to say. Here's my point, ladies and gentlemen. Why now?
Excellent question, Stephen A. Lakers officially eliminated for the postseason, but yet this tweet came out the minute that these guys were eliminated a couple of days after. Why now? Why now? Here's another question. Why is it that LeBron James, after Game 4, came with a soft cast on his left hand, claiming that his hand was broken when it was just a bruise? And as a matter of fact, the Cavs doctors, maybe that's why LeBron left Cleveland, said that it was just a bone bruise. I'm not saying that that's not going to hurt, but LeBron was jumping out the gym in Game 3. As a matter of fact, threw the ball off the backboard and dunked it ferociously with 2 hands. Shook all of the Warriors players and was dabbing with his sons with his right hand. As a matter of fact, Shannon made excuses, was like, oh, look who he did this to. He did it with his left hand. Stop it. You're comparing one person to all other people. Please. Full of excuses. Oh, and you know what the worst part is? After the doctor said he had a bone bruise, a couple of days later, he was caught texting Kevin Durant to help him go join with the Lakers with his cast off. So wait a minute. You claim to have a broken hand. It was a bone bruise. A couple of days later, without that soft cast in your hand, you were texting KD to come join you to go play with the Lakers? But this is all fake, right? Who's your credible sources? The sources are pretty much everywhere. But according to LeBron says, I'm sorry, or Nick Squidward wrong, I should say. It's all fake news, and it's open season on LeBron. I'm going to say it once again, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James brought this on his damn self.
LeBron James got hurt.
Listen to what he says.
Christmas Day.
Right?
Against Golden State.
That's correct.
He missed that the next 18 games.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James has been back since before the All-Star break. LeBron James has been.
As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, didn't LeBron James come back against the Clippers in his first game back right before he played the Warriors? And after it took overtime to beat the Clippers, he chose not to play against the Warriors due to load management. And what I've noticed is against good teams, LeBron comes with a load management or injury excuse or minutes restriction to not play. But then if you're so hurt, then why are you playing? You're not in the playoffs, so why are you playing? That's an easy answer. LeBron James is padding his statistics, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, last night, LeBron only had 20 points, 23 points. He had 14 assists, though. He had 14 assists. 14 more assists. And you're going to sit here and tell me that LeBron James ain't padding his stats? He's got nothing to play for. But now you want to say it's about pride and how the Lakers need to finish the season strong? They're not in the playoffs. And didn't they just say that the Lakers were tanking, losing to some of these teams? Now they want to go and beat a very bad Washington Wizards team? So what is it? You see, this is why none of this makes sense. All these stories constantly flip, but then the LeBron fans complain about, give this guy a break. And also, what people really don't know was he was filming a new show. I forgot the name of the show. But I think it's one of the reasons why he also took extra time. But my question is LeBron, again, really, really hurt? Because according to this report, he was supposed to be out for 6 months. So my question is, the Lakers are out of the playoffs. Why is this report coming out now and then it was deleted? Just reminds me of that racial hoax of his home being vandalized, but there was no evidence of anything, no graffiti on his gate or his home destroyed or anything like that. That was really put down quickly. And you don't think that there's something going on there? I'm telling you. This is one of the reasons why it is hard for me to cheer for a guy like this. He just shows me that he's not a leader, he's not a competitor, and he's not a role model. He keeps fooling you with his words. See, Nike keeps feeding him bullshit, and he keeps coming to the media thinking that what he says is credible. We want to say he's a great husband, great father, great philanthropist. He's a clutch player. Like, he does a lot for the community. The I promise. LeBron James is not a role model, ladies and gentlemen. He's not. He's not. And the thing is, I want to say good things about LeBron, but there's always that something. Oh, people are just personally attacking him because it's just open season on LeBron. He has too many patterns to show, man. It's even as far that I've even seen fans in the comments talking about his elbow injury, or quote unquote elbow injury that he had. I think he suffered against the Chicago Bulls. And then they were questioning if that was even used as an excuse as to why he didn't play the last 3 games against the Boston Celtics in the conference semifinals, when he clearly quit the last 3 games. Don't give me he had a 27-point triple-double. LeBron James was not really that aggressive. He quit. And it was during the last minutes of the game is when LeBron tried to be aggressive, when they could have used it from start to finish in an elimination game. No. That's why I'm finding it just ridiculous every single time I keep hearing this guy talk. I want to say good things about you, but you're not looking like a GOAT. You're not speaking like a GOAT. You're speaking like someone who craves attention and does it for the wrong reasons. You want to bring this negativity because you said you like being uncomfortable. And now he was like, if I say something because the NBA's been on your ass, it ain't just been the NBA. It's a lot of fans who see through your nonsense, been through up on your ass too.
For damn near 2 months.
All right.
Why are we just learning about this now?
Good question, Stephen A.
I want to make sure that everybody is clear with what I'm saying.
Oh, I understand perfectly.
Everybody's clear.
I understand perfectly.
So we all understand each other.
Yep.
I don't know what happened. I'm not saying that LeBron or his camp or whatever lying, about anything.
The thing is that we don't know, but the problem is we have assumptions. We're not going to know for sure. But like I said, my gut feeling is this is all, once again, to control the narrative. And to me, it's going to say, the reason I couldn't lead these guys the way I wanted to was because I should have been out for longer and I came back too soon. That's what I'm getting with this message. People are going to have their opinions. Obviously, the LeBron, like I said, stands are going to defend him to death no matter what, because it's like, why are you hating on this man? No. LeBron James's biggest problem is his mouth. Like I said, as I said before, all bark, no bite.
I don't know. I'm just giving my humble opinion. Ain't no inside information here. I'm just telling you what I feel.
As am I.
I find it a tad bit odd.
Oh, not just you, sir.
And now that the Lakers season is officially over,
right?
Essentially eliminated for the playoffs, that means.
Mm-hmm.
And LeBron ain't going to the playoffs.
Nope.
That we hear of this news that he shouldn't have been playing for these months.
Right.
That he should have sat out. Ladies and gentlemen, this to me is tantamount to LeBron.
It's tantamount, huh?
Losing in the finals, and then getting swept, and then coming to the podium. You got to remember, he lost game 1, dropping like 51, and J.R. Smith had the brain freeze.
Yeah, but you know what's so crazy about that game 1 of the NBA Finals? Now that I look back on it, and I've actually watched that tape a few times, you know what's so crazy about that? The Warriors were up by 1 point, and LeBron had Steph Curry on him. And he decided to pass to George Hill. Now, some people say it's the right play. It's the right play. Kyrie Irving was no longer there. So when I look at that situation, we could look at the bad call with Kevin Durant and that inconsistency on that offensive foul. But they were down 1, and LeBron had Steph Curry on him. To me, I think LeBron was afraid to go to the free throw line because he was afraid to get fouled and that he would have to try to ice the game and try to take the lead. I think that's what LeBron was afraid of, and he didn't want to face that. Now that I'm really starting to think, at first I was like, okay, he made a right play because he saw George Hill cut. But look what happened. George Hill was the one that made only 1 of 2, And JR was the one that made the blunder. And that's when LeBron decided to pout because he thought he had a timeout. But instead of helping JR, it's like he didn't even really direct him. So JR was really in no man's land in that situation. JR doesn't get a pass because he made a stupid blunder. But at the same time, that showed poor leadership. Because what you wanted to do is, I'm not getting the blame for this because I put 51, 8, and 8. The same stupid excuses that the LeBron stands make. But in that crucial moment where you could have solidified yourself, I remember when you blocked the hell out of Steph Curry in Game 6 and you was like, yo, you need to go up stronger, nigga. I remember when you made those comments to Steph Curry in Game 6. I remember. But then you have him isolated on the right side of the floor and you don't want to take him to the basket, but you want to pass it to George Hill? Just like in 2017 NBA Finals in Game 3. Do you guys remember that one? Because I remember the Cavaliers were up by 2. I also remember that LeBron had Draymond Green on him. And I remember LeBron James drove so hard to the right side, he had Draymond so flat-footed. And I said to myself, LeBron, attack the rim. Draymond's flat-footed. He's going to foul you. He has 5 fouls. What does LeBron do? I think also LeBron was afraid to go to the free throw line at that time too. So what does LeBron do? He stops right, he pauses, and Draymond backpedals a bit and then comes closer to his body. Then he drives left and then kicks it out to Kyle Korver. And that was when Kyrie Irving was on the team the year before in 2017 in Game 3. You know what that told me? That told me that once again, LeBron was afraid of the moment because he didn't want to be at the free throw line. And Skip Bayless has been right all along. LeBron has demons at the free throw line. He does not want to be in that situation. He doesn't. A true competitor, whether he's a good free throw shooter or not, is going to relish in the fact that he wants to go to the rack and get fouled. You can't be afraid to fail, and LeBron is afraid to fail. That's why when you come with this nonsense about LeBron is not used to losing, that's completely false. Because if you look at the last 2 finals in key games of the series, LeBron James in Game 3 of 2017, him and Kyrie had poor shot selection the last 2 minutes after J.R. Smith put him up by 4. But that Draymond Green blunder, passing it to Kyle Korver, it just showed me LeBron was not clutch in that moment. And then in 2018, in a 1-point game against the Warriors where he had Steph Curry on him, he was not clutch in that moment. What happened was he wanted to have the teammates get the blame, but then he wants to say, I wanted them to have the moment because, I saw the right play and then I just want to make real. I was like, well, people are looking too much of this. You didn't have Kyrie Irving. That was your chance to prove that you didn't need Kyrie to be a closer. And you failed once again and got swept in the NBA Finals, which told me you quit and you're not as good as people keep claiming you are. You're an all-time great, but I'm sorry. Not on the level of Jordan and Kobe. I don't care what anybody says.
But then after that, lost games 2, 3, and 4. Got swept in
right?
the finals.
Mm-hmm.
In the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And then he showed up to the post game with a cast.
Pathetic. Pathetic.
To show that he had actually got hurt.
Weak ass superstar right there, bro.
Well, if you didn't show us that you were hurt in Game 1,
Right?
why would you feel the need to show it to us once the series was over?
I keep wondering that myself, sir.
In my humble opinion, because we don't want to be, Stephen A. don't feel like being accused of being cruel. I just don't feel like dealing with that today.
You know what, Lewis? You need to be nice. You need to be real nice. Well, Lewis, why do you need to be real nice? Because what you fail to realize, ladies and gentlemen, is that I keep telling myself, what is it about LeBron that ticks me off about him? Simple. LeBron James wants to focus on so many projects. And we keep talking about how much of a hard worker he is. Oh, but he does such an amazing job. He does stuff for the community. Michael Jordan doesn't speak for the black people. If you think that he doesn't give back to the community, you need to see my video on Michael Jordan gives back to the community. And that was right after I did a 2-part series on the 1991 championship video, where Michael Jordan, again, has talked about why he doesn't publicize and why he got criticized for not giving back. Gave $1 million to victims of 9/11. You can't tell me that Michael Jordan doesn't give back to his community. That's a bunch of lies and a bunch of false narratives. It's gone as far as people have tried to use LeBron's off the court work to try to cement him into the GOAT. and say that he's better than Jordan because of what he does. And I'm going to say it again. It's because of people like Jordan that LeBron has the platform and the opportunity to speak. Let me make that very clear. It's because of people like Michael Jordan that LeBron has this platform to speak out. But he doesn't know a damn thing. And I've said it many times. He doesn't know a damn thing about politics or racism. And this is coming from a rich black athlete.
I just don't feel like dealing with that today. No, I want to be nice.
You do?
I want to be nice.
Oh, really? Really?
Basically, what you're trying to say, in my estimation, is, see, there was a reason, I couldn't do what I normally do, even though you dropped it.
Oh, wait a minute. Stephen A. agrees with me. Thank you, sir.
He won. And even though you averaged over 30. Or better yet, it wasn't me.
So LeBron James averaged a triple-double in 27, but it wasn't me. I'm not the reason that we lost. LeBron James averaged over 30 a game in last year's finals, but it wasn't me. It wasn't my fault. See the pattern? He gets his numbers, and it wasn't his fault. I don't have to play defense. It's not my fault. You see the pattern, ladies and gentlemen? But LeBron fans say you're hating, but we see what they choose not to see. Once again, La XYZ, selective truth, ego stats. I've been saying it for quite a while now. Quite a while.
Did all I could do.
Right? Didn't that we said?
These are the kind of things that
Those were the same exact words that LeBron said in the 2017 NBA Finals. He said, what more could I do? I'm averaging a triple-double. I remember, Stephen A. on the money right now.
give fodder to the stories about LeBron James being separate from the team. I didn't say these things.
Nope.
I don't particularly care.
I didn't say it.
I want us for LeBron to get another superstar because I think one of the greatest, if not the greatest player in the world, belongs in the postseason. And I want to.
Here's my problem. LeBron James is not the greatest player in the world. He's not. You guys keep fulfilling that narrative. LeBron James is still one of the best, but he's not the best player in the world. If LeBron would let the front office do their damn job and he go out there and work with what he has, trying to lead the troops on the floor to say the leader that he is, maybe, just maybe, people would want to play with him. But they see the nonsense. The owners talk. The players talk. They see what's going on. People, LeBron fans coming out, oh, y'all just afraid for LeBron to get a great player. As if his childish behavior doesn't warrant you that I want to play with him. And I say it again, LeBron needs to be a second option on the team. He can't be the main option with his system. It's just not going to work. They're not going to win championships because then it's going to find a more reason of, what more do you want this man to do? He's in year 17. He's in year 18, 35, 36, 27, 8, and 8. Empty stats. Eye test, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, eye test.
See this man competing for championships. That's my thing. His personal life is his personal business. I'll never get into that.
I question LeBron's ability to compete. I question it. I question it wholeheartedly. You can't be comparing yourself to the greats and say yourself that you're a competitor and that you want to compete when you've quit so many times in the playoffs. That's not the mark of a true competitor. Win or lose, a competitor takes his lumps and tries to get better. And like I said, instills confidence in himself and his teammates, saying that we believe that we could get over the hump, no matter if they're the better team or they're not, or they're the underdogs. Whether they're the favorites or the underdogs, you have to believe in yourself that you can get it done.
And even if there was something to get into, I wouldn't get into it. But there isn't, because this man is a role model personified. But damn it,
No. Sorry, not a role model.
we talk basketball. If LeBron drops 50, you can ask him a basketball question, and he'll talk about it. If LeBron struggles and looks miserable, well, I'm just trying to be a role model to the kids out there.
You see what he does? If he struggles, he brings his off-the-court stuff. And that's what the LeBron stands use that as their argument against people who criticize him about his basketball play. You notice that? LeBron brings his personal antics to the media and talks about his off-the-court stuff as a blanket to say about what he does for people, for why he's as good as he says he is. And you guys know what I'm about. He says that all the time. Do y'all notice that? What you're about, LeBron James, is that pretty much lately you've been full of buffoonery. You and the 3-6 Mafia.
I set the shot at the example. But really?
Thank you.
How come we can't just talk basketball?
Good question. Yeah.
How come we can't talk basketball without it being a federal case?
Wait a minute. Isn't that what Kevin Durant said? I just want to talk about basketball. Like Stephen A said, why does it have to be a federal case to talk about basketball? That's what these always guys want to do. They want to make it an FBI investigation, the 3-6 Mafia. The LeBron stance, that's what they want to do. They just want to make this a federal case. They want to make this a case study. They want to make this a criminal case. If it's a civil case about money, basically anything that's got to deal with the court, that's what they got to do. Let's make it federal.
That involves some kind of indictment against LeBron James. How come we can't just talk basketball?
Thank you.
Why is this news about LeBron James having an injury that should have lasted 6 months and not being able to play? Why is that coming out now?
Thank you.
Why?
Thank you.
Now?
Thank you.
When you're officially eliminated from the playoffs.
Right?
And everybody's talking about how
In other words, LeBron James just wants to continue to make more headlines. And it was so crazy, and it's because it's the Lakers. But, you know, seeing them last night against the Washington Wizards, man, on national TV, and I'm looking at myself, and it's like, you got two teams that ain't going to make the playoffs. The NBA couldn't find a way to take them dudes off of TNT. They had to put them on there. But we know why. It's because of Adam Silver and his cash cow LeBron James. Like and it's all because it's the Lakers. I'm telling you right now, the Lakers would not be on national TV network had LeBron James not been there. But Max Kellerman is the same moron, idiotic moron that says, chill, Laker fans, man. LeBron made you relevant again. You think Laker fans care about the fact that LeBron made us relevant? If he wanted to make them relevant, how about bringing them to the postseason? How about that? And see if they could possibly make some noise in the postseason and see how far they can go. And even if they don't go far, it's let's see who we can build and give Laker fans excitement. Because this was the worst year one experiment I've probably ever seen. And it was all about controlling narratives.
pathetic the Lakers were over this last half of the season.
Thank you. Right?
Why couldn't you just suck up the losing,
Right?
like the rest of your teammates, and go?
And that's the problem. Nobody wants to give him accountability. He doesn't take his losses like a man. That's LeBron's problem. That has always been LeBron's problem. Never taking his losses like a man. He doesn't. 2009. Loses in an upset to 6 games without Jameer Nelson to the Orlando Magic. It was a good team. But the Cavaliers were the favorites to go to the NBA Finals. They were the favorites against the Magic. They lost in 6 games. And what LeBron do? He walked off the court and didn't speak to the media for 2 weeks. Which tells you he didn't take the loss like a man. And he said, losing hurts. Of course losing hurts. Nobody here is laughing because they lost. But you weren't professional. And then in 2010, you lose. You quit the last 3 games. And what'd you do? You went to South Beach. 2014, things got rough. You said you were going to stay 7 years. You said you would promise the Miami Heat 8 championships. You left after year 4. You got Cleveland 1 championship. Instead of making Cleveland into a dynasty, it's like the only thing that they'll ever remember is 2016. And you left again to go to LA.
Wait, why is there some narrative out about how thankful we should be? Because look at how he played despite his injury. Why is that there now?
Yo, Reverend Smith at it again, man. But like I said, Stephen A's on the money on this one, but he's a flip-flopper. So that's why I don't take him seriously. Guys who know that are not taking that BS is the guys I trust when it comes to analytical basketball. But Stephen A is a flip-flopper. So I don't trust him. But when it comes to this with LeBron, it's like, yeah, that's what they want to do. LeBron stands especially. They want us to kneel down. They want us to worship. You need to worship this man for what he's done. LeBron James, they needed 4 MVPs and 2 All-Stars to beat this man. They need 2 MVPs and 4 All-Stars to beat LeBron James. Stop. How many All-Stars has LeBron played with? How about that question? But everybody wants to ignore that one, as if to say he's never had help. In the last couple of videos that I did yesterday, I mentioned a lot of the teammates that LeBron has played with. A lot of guys who made former All-Star teams, a lot of good players, 3-point shooters, superstar players. But yeah, we want to ignore that because it's like LeBron has never had help. He has never faced the competition that Jordan and Kobe Bryant had. I'm going to do a future video on the competition that all three of those guys face. And then you could sit here and tell me and say if LeBron has faced more tougher competition than Jordan and Kobe. Because I'm going to guarantee you right now, I have a very, very funny gut feeling that the ones that keep saying that LeBron is facing the talent level that neither one of those guys have faced are going to completely look like idiotic fools right in front of me.
You know, I had somebody in LeBron's camp call me lame for going off about this. To their defense, however, they thought I was calling them liars, and they were offended by that, and I apologize for that. I don't recall doing that, but if I did do that, I didn't mean to do that. I'm not trying. I was just speaking in jest. I'm not calling anybody a liar like that.
Every time I look at Stephen A's hairline, it's like Stephen A could come to the library at 9 a.m., but his hairline will come at about 9:42. And I remember Max Kellerman said his hairline came back. And Stephen A looked at him and pointed at him and said, I don't know about that one. But brother, you ain't too far off, man.
Because, you know, it's all people just talking. But I stand by my question.
Oh, not just you. I stand by my question too. Why is this coming out now? Like, the season's already a wash. You telling me that you're going to use that as an excuse as to why you couldn't perform to the capabilities you can perform now? Because now the groin injury was lingering so long that I should have been out for 6 months, but I had to be there for my team? The same team that you tried to trade to get Anthony Davis? Yeah, okay.
The big deal.
Yeah, what is the big deal?
Why we got to know about all of this now?
Good question. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the video on basically Stephen A going off on LeBron James. And this is why I continue to say, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is your king? Is this your king? Because he certainly ain't my king. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar talking about that LeBron is beyond basketball. He's a hero. To who? Not to me. He's a great player, but he ain't a hero of mine. What is he a hero to me about? What, showing me how to cheat the game? When he says I never cheated the game? Getting players to believe that he's your friend and then all of a sudden you stab him in the back? I mean, he did it to AD. And now the Pelicans are in control of his destiny, not AD. AD won't be in control until the following season, the following summer. As of right now, they could do whatever they want with him. And that was all LeBron's fault. But you know, the media will never, you know, they'll ignore that. They'll ignore it. And I keep saying it, that Anthony Davis is a puppet to LeBron James. He's a generational player that once again idolized LeBron James. And I keep telling y'all, man, LeBron is a poor man's cash cow. And it's like, I don't want to say these things about LeBron, but he brings it on himself. And the mafia and the stands make it no better. And it's like, in one part, people are going to say, I'm going to be mixed about when LeBron leaves. In one part, he's a great player and he will be missed when he leaves. But another part of me is going to say, now I don't have to hear about narratives anymore. I don't have to hear about we need LeBron in the postseason, that we need to talk about him, even if there's other teams in the NBA, players doing things that don't get talked about because the media only cares about two things, either talking about the Warriors or talking about LeBron James. So I can't wait, because all these other guys in the league deserve their recognition too. I mean, they're working hard just as much as LeBron James is. Like, LeBron James is just one player. He's not the player. He's just one of the players now. So let's get that out of the way. Let's get that through our thick heads. But anyway, man, this is your boy Lewis with another one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Like as always, man, bless up, one love, peace. Thanks for watching.